A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twinflame Union. In this channeling session, there is a lot of amazing energy happening. Some people are getting recognized by their partners. Some people are getting more respect. Some people are getting more support in their mission. And some people are just becoming so cool, illuminating such beautiful vibes, doing their mission work, connecting with the purpose, and most importantly, guys, integrating with the source and integrating with the masters, the most important thing that will eventually lead to complete and permanent union, right? So stay with me. Let's get started. In this channeling session, I'm going to be talking about a DM who is totally shocked, and he is shocked and surprised, and he's like, oh my god, after seeing the transformed feminine, the same feminine that he was sort of not bothered about, did not care about much, was ignoring her, and in front of her he was probably going gaga over some other people, some other girls. This same DM is like, I would say potential DM, but he's like completely, like, oh my god. And this channeling will also apply to those men. So this channeling is for men and women both. But when I talk about men, I'm talking about those men whose girlfriends or wives or whatever, whosoever they were in love with, treated them very badly and kind of the word would be undermined them, underestimated them, and were like ignoring them big time, okay? And I'm talking about it from the inner work perspective. So let me be very clear over here. This is going to apply to those people who did deep and proper inner work, okay? And really transformed themselves, really transcended, okay? And got in touch with their higher version, brought out the higher version, okay? So many changes happen when you ascend, basically. When you ascend, first of all, you start looking very lovely, very loving, very lovely. There's a divineness in you. There's a, like a light in you, which we call the illumination phase, okay? So when the illumination phase happens, only then harmonization will happen, because when she's illuminating, he sees her and he's like, wow, I really like the shine. I really like the light in her, and I love the confidence in her. And what was wrong with me that I didn't even notice it? He goes like, is she the same person? Or for the girl, is he the same guy that I was ignoring? He was chasing me. He or she was chasing me, and I was like the runner and I didn't care about them. So what changed? Like, what happened? Why am I so awestruck by this person? So I have been sharing these very honest energy updates with you people on this channel, on Twinflame Universe. You guys can check out my channel, the Twinflame Union, and the live sessions that I do over there. And I've been sharing that the individual is a twin flame, and the twin flame journey applies to that person. And whosoever the twin flame is, that person, when they illuminate, then there can be anyone in their life, It's not necessary that twin flame only has to attract a twin flame, okay? Twin flame can attract a soulmate connection and advanced soul connection. Actually, they should not even care, if the other person is a twin flame or not. They should only care if they are doing their inner work or not, because they are the twin flame, okay? The individual is the twin flame. So now here what is happening is this change is also being noticed by those people who were around their partner, like family members, mother, father, sister, brother, best friend, whosoever was talking badly about them and like going on like, yeah, this is not a nice person, not a good choice for you. So many faults and so many loopholes they saw in that person. Whatever they could find, they would tell, the masculine that, she's not good for you, she's not worthy of you, look at you, you're so amazing, you're so fine, such a classy guy you are, you got this money, you got the looks, you got everything. So I'm just saying any point according to you in your situation, whatever point would match, all of that they said. However, with the help of the master, it is the master who brought this change. It is the master who guided the twin flame. It is the master who stood by the twin flame and told the twin flame that, don't you worry. You got some really amazing qualities in you. You got so many gifts in you. It's time to now bring them out. It's time to polish you. So the master helped the twin flame to get polished, and with the source energy, with the help of source energy, the twin flame came out like a shining diamond, like a beautiful diamond, just come out from its coal. And the masculine is like, now I'm not seeing any change in the masculine or whosoever it is, the feminine, the divine counterpart, or whatever you want to call them. These are just label, my friends, for the twin flame community, because the twin flame community has been given a lot of false information, incomplete information, wrong information. So a lot of them get confused, So my job here is to help you guys understand that you don't have to get confused. Stop getting confused. You just do your thing, okay? Now, in some cases, I'm being shown that the masculine, now this is the man, and it is the woman who underestimated him, or the woman who did not recognize him. Now, there are two things that I'm being shown. One is somebody getting underestimated, and two is somebody not getting recognized. So both are very different, okay? When someone does not recognize you, they are not insulting you, they are not humiliating you. They just don't know you. They just don't see that thing in you, or they don't even think like that about you. They are busy in their world. They are doing their thing. They are having some purpose. They are having a mission. Like, again, I would give the example of Shiva and Parvati. Shiva was a hermit. Shiva was doing inner work. Shiva was doing all the amazing things, living alone, being by himself, not, participating in anything as such, just doing his thing authentically. But when he met Parvati, he did not recognize Parvati, and as a, like a nice understanding person, he thought that, this princess, she's a princess, she's beautiful, she's young, why is she chasing me, why is she after me? I must show her the way out, I must tell her that, do something else, do something good for your life, okay? And find someone who's going to match with you, someone who's going to suit your personality. Don't be after me, you're just getting enamored by me, certain things I do. But if you have to actually come and live with me, you won't be able to do it. It's not easy. I'm a hermit, I'm not like other people, not like other men. I cannot give you what other men, some other materialistic or worldly guy can give to you. It's because he had not recognized her till that point. So he tells her to go away, and this is not insulting, this is simply not recognizing. So Parvati did not take it to her heart, she didn't take it personally. She just felt that he is not recognized me, that's it. And from now onwards, I am not going to chase him, I am not going to go after him, I am not going to convince him. I am also going to do my thing. I am going to take his advice seriously. Because actually he gave her good advice. He gave her other than looking for another man, everything else she took. He was like, you do your thing and you don't follow me, you don't chase me and this and that. She said that, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my inner work. She also did her research. She also figured it out. She also felt that, I love him. Because, now the third thing that is very important point over here is worthiness. As an advanced soul, Parvati knew her worthiness too. She knew that she's a DNA, she has a better DNA. I won't say better, or there's no comparison, but she's a star seed, obviously. She's a reincarnation of Shakti. She's a reincarnation of Sati. In her past life, she jumped into the fire that she created on her own, and she told everyone over there that, what, I cannot tolerate anyone insulting my husband, be it my father or be it anyone. So I refuse to live. I refuse to exist in this template where my husband, who's a god of gods, is not getting respected. So I'm going to be reborn in a better template. I'm going to be reborn to a father and to a family who are going to recognize him and give him the respect that he deserves. And that's when she jumps into the fire, okay? And after few years, she's reborn as Parvati. She recognized herself and she knew about her past life, but Shiva did not know. And to make him recognize, she had to do a lot of inner work. She has to do a lot of tapasya, Okay. And after doing tapasya, after doing focused attention, after working on herself, she didn't go back to him. He came back to her. He's the one who was like, okay, I recognize her now and I'm going to go back to her and I'm going to make an offer to her to marry me. Okay. Now most people think that that's where the story of Shiva and Parvati ended and that's it. No, my dear friends, you need to study the Shiv Puran really well, because after the marriage also Shiva used to go away because he was a hermit by nature. Hermits cannot coexist or exist that well in the worldly world. They have a problem doing that. They need their alone time, they need their solitude, they need to be on their own. So Shiva used to go away all the time, many times. And Parvati became extremely independent, so much so that she even created her child Ganesh without any assistance or help from Shiva. And so many years later, when Shiva, he just sensed it, that something has changed, something has shifted. Maybe, if I go back now, I would still be in solitude. So both of them, they had their own story going, and you can study the story. You can study the Puranas. It's very, very interesting. So my reason for sharing the stories about the original twin flames is to give people a correct idea about twin flames. I don't want you guys to keep, being stuck in the loop, because some people on the internet are giving you half-baked information about twin flames. The most important thing about a twin flame to know is that they are a twin flame. He or she is a twin flame. You are a twin flame. The individual is the twin flame. And twin flames don't have to bother about who is a twin flame and who's not a twin flame. They need to bother about their therapy. They need to work on themselves. They need to release their blocks and they need to get out of their wounded self, the wounded inner self. That is the thing that all twin flames need to do, So sometimes I tell people that, it's good you taking a reading, but more than the reading, you need therapy. Because you are in pain, you are suffering, you are miserable. And sometimes these words that I'm sharing, they can help you for a while. But then again, you'll keep falling into that dark side, the dark night, the subtle dark nights. And again, you'll keep repeating the same things like chasing and feeling bad and feeling unworthy, feeling miserable, blah, blah, blah. So here in this channeling session, as I said, the teacher, the master, the coaches, the spirit guides, source energy, and most importantly, the twin flame itself did a lot of inner work and brought out their amazing self. So much so that their, partner or the person who was rejecting them is now following them everywhere, going after them, convincing them, pacifying them, asking them like, hey, you know what? How did you do this? How did you do this? And why didn't I see this? And is it really you? Is it really you or someone else? Like, you don't seem to be the same person. You just came in my life again like a tsunami. Earlier you were there, I didn't notice you. But now you're bringing in a storm, like a huge storm. And in front of this storm, I am just so weak, like I'm literally flying with you. And he is saying one more thing, that all of this that you have done has literally given me like a soul shock, a very positive soul shock. There is a soul shock that can be very dark, uneasy and discomforting. But then there is a soul shock that awakens a person. So this is a type of soul shock because he or she never expected this person to turn into like from an ugly duckling to a swan, to a beautiful swan. This is a story of the ugly duckling and beautiful turning into a beautiful swan kind of a feeling they're getting. And they are also feeling very bad, like little bit bad because, they did not see this in them. They did not recognize it. They did not see it earlier. But at the same time, they are feeling that maybe this person still loves me. Maybe I deserve them. I am worthy of them. So now they are the ones who are proclaiming this worthiness. They are the ones who are saying, I will value you and I am worthy of you, instead of the other way around. And now it's like all their behavior, suddenly they've started planning their whole life around this person. Earlier they were finding faults in this person, that this person is not good, like this, like that, A, B, C, D, won't work out. they might have thought, because the chaser's energy was so strong, the chaser was constantly chasing, So they may have looked at that person once once or twice, but they would have thought, no, it can't work out with this person. Not possible, not possible at all. But now they are like, oh my God, like I need to prioritize everything now. Everything has changed now. Everything has shifted. So I gotta think like, how can I live around them? Say, for example, earlier they were the ones who were like, you come over to my place. Okay, I'll see if I have time or not. Okay, I'll see if I'm busy or not. And now they are the ones who are like, maybe I should get an apartment near them, or maybe I should get an apartment for them. Or if not an apartment, maybe I should do something like buy some space for them. Or I need to be around this person. They are now designing or redesigning their work, everything, the timings, the work, because this twin flame is also very mission oriented. So they are not like after the romantic love or going crazy for them. They are like, dude, I need to do this, and if you love me, then you're gonna support me, because my mission is like that. It needs a selfless person. If I'm gonna be selfish and just think about your and my personal fun, then it cannot work out, and I won't be happy, because after you rejected me, this is the thing that brought me back to life, and this is the thing that made me happy. Okay, this is the thing that I'm here to do. This is the purpose of my life. Okay, and this is also creating some kind of a respect in the other person's eyes. So as I said, that this can happen to a man, who's ascending, and he has a woman in his life who used to always not recognize him, or reject him, or disregard his feelings and emotions and hurt him constantly. And this could also happen to a woman who went through the same experience by her man. But now there is a big shift, because I'm being shown both. To be honest, I'm being shown both. And this is the crazy part, and this is the beautiful part of this channeling. Lately, you guys must have noticed in the past few days, few weeks, my channelings, they were not very regular. Okay, some people even wrote to me on Instagram that I'm not seeing your messages, or when I shared something, some people were like, hey, I'm so happy that you started sharing again. That's because in our work also, in our case also, when we are working on our intuition and clearing blocks, sometimes we don't get the message completely. So we need to wait for the message, okay? For the 50% message is received, and as a channeler or someone who's sharing these messages, when you're not convinced fully, then you can't share. So you need to wait. That's why sometimes the gaps are there, and then many channelings come at one time. So for some time there is complete silence, nothing is coming, and then suddenly there's a flood of channelings because all the messages become clear. In this case also, I was not sure why am I being shown a man, like two different couples, like one with man who is now recognizing, and one with the woman who's now recognizing. For some time I was also told that it could be the man with the feminine energy and then a woman with the feminine energy, like woman DF and man DF. But then I was still not convinced with it, because in a twin flame scenario, in the twin flame universe, it is not about DF and DM energy alone, okay? It is about the balance of both the energies, the balance of sun and moon energy, the balance of masculine and feminine energy, the balance of gold and silver energy, so all of these things matter. Now for your personal situation and for your personal therapy, if you want to do the same thing, if you want to see the same changes in other people who are around you, or if you want to, maybe you're not recognizing them properly, maybe you want to recognize yourself first before they recognize you, then you need to get into therapy. And for that, you need to check out the description box, which has all the information. And only when you're sure, my friends, only when you're sure. Please don't write so many questions, because you guys can check out all the content I share. If you don't like my content, if you don't share the things that I'm sharing, you don't have to get convinced or something. Nobody is going to convince you. When you are sure you want to do inner work, when you have the urge within you that yes, I want to devote my time, my energy and my resources on my personal development first, because you are not growing, you're stuck and you're stagnant for such a long time, if that's happening with you, then you need to get into therapy. Whether you get into a personal session, whether you get into a therapy, one disclaimer is that kindly do not share your twin flame journey with me in advance till the time I don't tell you to do so. And there are various techniques that we follow in therapy, and there are various techniques that we follow in reading sessions also. In the readings or personal sessions, obviously they are small sessions, they cannot be so packed with so many things, right? So anyway, anyone who's going through this situation, it's amazing. Keep doing the good work, and anybody who wants to be in this situation, all the very best to you. This is where I'm going to close this session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out, and see you in another one.